Hello and welcome to Fox Gaming. Today I'm painting Frodo. This is the fourth video in a series of videos where I paint up the entire Fellowship of the Ring. He will be painted to a parade-ready standard. Let's begin. The miniature was primed using Mechanicus Standard Grey. You can use another priming if you want. The next color I use is Corvus Black. This is used to paint his pants. Caliban Green is next. This is used to paint his cloak. When that is done, I use Rhinox hide to paint his vest, coat and hair on his head and feet. Leadbelcher was used to paint in his sword. He also has two buttons on his vest. This is painted with Retributor armor. Now it's time to shade the entire model with Nuln Oil, except his face, hands and feet. No worries if you hit these parts though, as they will be painted next. I paint his face, hands and feet using Cadian flesh tone. Then I shade his skin using Rakelan flesh shade. The shade helps to create depth to the miniature. Now we will take him to the next level by highlighting him. I start by using Mechanicus Standard Grey for the black pants, hitting a small area so that the black color is the most dominant. For the second highlight, I use Dawnstone, selectively picking out a small area within the previous highlight. For highlighting the cloak, I use Raw Flesh, hitting the protruding folds. I then move over to Strachan Green for the second highlight. The skin was highlighted using Cadian flesh tone. Kislev flesh was used as a final highlight on the skin areas. Now on to highlighting the brown areas. I start with Scrag Brown to highlight his vest. All of the other brown areas was highlighted using Gorthor Brown. I painted thin lines on the hair in a downward fashion. Baneblade Brown was used as a second highlight, selectively hitting the edges on the vest and the coat. The hair on his head and feet was not highlighted using this color. The sword was highlighted using Ironbreaker. And then a thinner edge highlight using Runefang Steel. I would like to point out that if you have some other metal colors, you can use that instead, applying the darkest one first and the lightest one second. The buttons on his vest was highlighted using a mix of Ironbreaker and Genos Gold. Now, all that is left is to base the miniature. There are a lot of nice looking bases out there, so take your pick. I have this homemade base ready. that I use for this project. I have made a video about it. The link for the video is in the description. I just glue on the basing material using PVA glue. Paint the rim of the base black and put on some green flock. With that, Frodo is done. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you liked it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for the rest of the Fellowship painting guides. See you around.